back to my channel. For those that are new, my name is Jasmine. Nice to meet you guys. Today's video is going to be a tutorial on how to make the simplest yet the most delicious Mexican rice you've ever tasted. There's so many ways that you can make this rice, but I'm gonna go for the easiest way. And then if we want to add some more ingredients and stuff like that, I'll make a different tutorial at that point. But for now, super easy Mexican rice. And if you want to know how I make my rice, then please keep watching. So first we are gonna go over the ingredients list. The funny thing about Mexican food is it's literally the exact same ingredients over and over and over again. The only difference is the knowing of when to cook it, when to add the water, when to turn it off, and all that fun stuff. So you are going to learn all of my tips and tricks on how to make the most fluffiest rice. So today's ingredients is, of course, the KNORR brand chicken bouillon, caldo con sabor de pollo. This is the one that I normally use. They do have a tomato one, they have a caldo de res, but this is just my preference. Of course, a can of tomato sauce, some rice, obviously, any kind is good, garlic powder, a little bit of onion powder, aceite, some oil, of course, and a measuring cup. So now that we have all the ingredients, let's get started. All right, you guys, so I went ahead and grabbed a sartén. This is just a non-stick pan from the Rachel Ray line. Go ahead and do that, and then we're gonna add a little bit of oil. Now, like I mentioned in my other videos, different people cook very differently. I don't think we need a lot of oil. The purpose of the oil is just to fry the rice a little bit, so you don't have to fill, the whole pan with oil. Then we're gonna do about a cup of the rice. Place that in there, and then we are going to mix it until it gets brown. All right, you guys, so now that the oil is starting to get hot and the rice is starting to fry, now you want to go ahead and start mixing. Now, the secret to making the best rice is to make sure that you fry it enough. A lot of people don't fry it enough. The rice is still, pretty white. So that's why it doesn't, one, taste as good, and two, look as pretty. And that's why sometimes it isn't as fluffy as you would want it to be. Just because the frying is definitely one of the most important parts. So now we can just let it sit for a little bit, make sure it gets nice and brown, and then we mix it a little bit, and we're just gonna keep on going until we like the color. So I went ahead and zoomed the camera in a little bit. I want you guys to see how it's starting to get that golden color. I still want to cook it a little bit more. But just that way you can see it's starting to look nice and pretty. So the reason why I mix it so much while it's frying is because obviously if I just leave it like that and I go sit down, watch my show, start eating hot Cheetos and forget about it, it's gonna start burning. So rice is one of those things that you have to really be on top of just so it doesn't get stuck. The ingredients don't stick together, so you have to mix them and all that fun stuff. So just make sure that you're constantly mixing. Don't forget about it. Because even though it seems like it's taking a little bit, once you forget about it, the rice will burn really, really quick. So just keep mixing. All right, you guys, I think we are there. So now we are going to add 2 cups of water. Of course, every time that you put water in a dish that has oil, it's going to make a lot of noise and create a lot of smoke. So just be careful. Cups of water. You want to mix that. And then we're going to add our other ingredients. We're going to do half a can of the tomato sauce, 2 spoonfuls of the chicken bouillon, a little bit of onion powder and a good amount of garlic powder. So at this point, you want to mix all of your ingredients. And then we are going to cover it. So we're gonna let it sit and boil for about 10 minutes. Always have some extra water handy, just so that way if you see that your rice is getting a little bit dry, you can always add some, because when it starts to get dry, that's when it starts to burn. So we're gonna give it about 10 minutes and then we're gonna come check back on our rice. All right, friends, so it's been about 10 minutes. You see how there is hardly any water. So now we're gonna add a little bit more. So that was another cup of water, just so that way y'all catch my vibes. Mix that. So what you want to do is get your spoon, kind of put the point down, and then just kind of go in circles like this. What that does is if there's any ingredients stuck at the bottom of the pan, it kind of disrupts them. And it also mixes the rice at the same time. What you don't want to do is do a lot of folding and all this stuff, only because obviously rice is pasta and it will get like masudo, really gooey and ugly. So you want to try to stay away from mixing too much. So now that we added the water, mix our ingredients, make sure that there's no clumps of the bouillon or tomato sauce or whatever. We're gonna boil that. We're gonna lower it a little bit. And we're gonna boil that for about another 10 minutes. All right, guys, so now we are almost ready. Literally the slightest little bit of water just to keep it nice and moist. Because obviously we don't want no dry rice. Gonna kind of move the rice out of the way so that way the water does get underneath it. Mix it around. We're gonna turn off the heat, close it up, move it away from the burner. Let me fix the angle there for you. So now that I moved it away from the burner, we are going to wait another 5 minutes, just so that way with its own heat, it can continue to cook, and then it'll be ready to eat. All right, you guys, so now that we are nice and plated, this is how beautiful and fluffy my rice looks. Super delicious. All right, and now for the taste test. Now my honey is gonna come over here and taste as well. He's a little camera shy, guys, so don't mind him. Don't lie. No. Tell them the truth.
It's good.
All he said was it's good. All right, you guys, so I'll see you guys in the next video, and as always, don't forget to like, subscribe, and share.